Saurabh, we are back in the Olympic tales and with a big positive development. Manu Bhaker has scripted history.
Yes.
1 week before the Olympics, when she spoke to us, she was telling that she was planning for the next 10 years, 12 years. She wanted to be an Olympian after thinking of quitting the sport in 2023. So my question was, yes, you have long-term goals, but do you have any short-term goals for Paris? Are you putting pressure on yourself by setting these goals? She told me, no, I'm not going there for just sleeping and touring the games village. I'm going there to win. And what a performance, Saurabh. Especially after what happened in 2020 in Tokyo. The will and the courage to come out of it and then shoot that bronze for India, open India's medal tally, become India's first female medalist in shooting. That takes a lot of, steel, right?
Definitely. I mean, we all were expecting
Yeah.
that our shooting contingent had last won a medal in 2012.
Yeah.
And we have always high hopes from the shooting contingent. In Tokyo also, we were disappointed, whatever happened. And Manu also, it was not her performance.
Yeah.
It was her equipment that betrayed her, to be very frank.
Yeah.
And now, when everything was with her, she did what she is capable of.
Yeah. And keep in mind that the medal has come in 10-meter air pistol.
Yeah.
And her strong point is 25-meter air pistol.
Which will
come up. Yeah. Yes. And for our listeners and viewers, we are shooting the podcast on Tuesday morning, the first half of this day. But in the second half, Manu has a chance to script even bigger history.
Yeah.
Saurabh, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
So Manu and Sarabjot will be fighting for the bronze medal.
Yeah.
And if Manu wins it, she will become independent India's first ever athlete to win 2 medals in the same edition of Olympics. Norman Pitchett won it, but he won it before the independence of India.
Yeah.
So Manu Bhaker, after whatever happened in Tokyo, she has lived up to all the expectations and everything that people hoped for her.
Yeah.
And the way she has been performing. Because right now, she has won a bronze medal. She is in reckoning for another bronze medal. And then she comes for the gold in the 25-meter air pistol.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And Manu Bhaker with this performance. So, Akshay, if Manu Bhaker wins, definitely she is going to create history. Will she become one of India's greatest ever athletes to participate in Olympics?
How can you discount that? As in, I would choose not to answer that question because it's a little tricky, right? You have won 2 bronze medals, but winning bronze at the Olympics is, and especially in an event like shooting, where the difference is just 0.1, 0.2. I think she missed the bronze. She missed an opportunity to win silver by 0.1 point. So these kind of margins are there, but again, can you do it consistently? But looking at Manu's hunger in 2028 Los Angeles, you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to answer this question at this point of time. What do you think about that? What do you think?
Definitely, if you ask me, because especially think like an athlete. You have failed. You did not fail, but you did not win anything. Failure is the wrong word to put for her.
Yeah.
Then you contemplate quitting shooting.
Yeah.
Then next year you come and win a bronze. You shoot a bronze.
Yeah.
Then you are again going to win. Hopefully she's going to win a bronze in the next half of the day.
Yeah.
So this itself, and she's very young. She's not old. She has
22.
got at least 2 more Olympics in her. At least, if not more.
Yeah. Shooters go until
shooters go on for 4 Olympics.
Yeah.
So, with seeing this, Manu Bhaker has a chance of doing everything that we hear of American athletes, Chinese athletes, Japanese athletes do that.
And you know what? The point of contention here is, in 2021 in Tokyo, Manu entered 3 events as a teenager. And her coach, Jaspal Rana, with whom she quit just before the Olympics, he had also said that, okay, I thought Manu entering in 3 events was a bit too much for her. 10-meter air pistol, her pistol malfunctioned. And during the qualification round, she went away, lost some 6-7 minutes there, came back and tried to complete it, finished just outside the qualification spots. And then that kind of affected her in the remaining 2 events. It was quite evident when you are so hopeful of doing well in your maiden Olympics. First of all, for an athlete, when they step into for their maiden Olympics, getting used to that Olympic feeling itself is a big thing. Absolutely. We have heard a lot of shooters saying that, okay, medals come in the second Olympics for shooters because the first time it's just a little too much. If you remember Abhinav Bindra, one of India's greatest, according to me, he's India's greatest.
He is India's greatest.
2004 Athens, he finished 4th. So getting used to that Olympics feeling itself takes a year. So her coach said that probably it was a bit too much for her to enter 3 events at that time. But this time, a multiple medalist, hopefully a multiple medalist, hopefully a multiple.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And she has proved people around her wrong.
Absolutely.
And the courage, and Jaspal Rana gave a beautiful interview to India Today's Rahul Rawat from Paris. He was speaking about, Manu getting that courage as a 22-year-old, as a 21-year-old, after what happened. It was a public fallout between Manu and Jaspal Rana.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jaspal is one of the most decorated coaches in India. He ran a junior program at the shooting. But she called him. He said she called him. And he couldn't say no, because a young shooter who wants to improve, just calling a senior guy and telling him, okay, we can work again. And Jaspal said, I didn't have the mind to say no after seeing the courage in Manu. And he also spoke about Bhagavad Gita.
Yes,
Manu and Jaspal both spoke about Bhagavad Gita. Jaspal said, I kind of helped her get into Bhagavad Gita and all that. Because he says, whatever answers that you're searching for in life,
yes,
you will get there. And
Absolutely.
Manu's statement was also beautiful, Saurabh.
Absolutely. I mean, Manu, whatever she did, you know what? For me, the highlight was when Manu won the medal and Jaspal was being interviewed by India Today's Rahul Rawat. So he questioned, what did you see in Manu after everything that happened in Tokyo? So Jaspal said one very good thing. He said, after qualification, people go and rest. Okay, tomorrow I have to play a final. I will keep my mind sane. I will be properly mentally prepared for this. But what Manu did was she went on to a practice mode.
Yeah.
She went on and did practice for 2 or 3 hours continuously because she knew that she has to go and shoot next day. And that hunger, she made it in the final also, and she won the bronze.
Yeah.
After that, she quoted Bhagavad Gita that it has helped her stabilize her mind. And absolutely, I mean, if you turn to, I'm not saying...
Have you read Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, I have read 3 times. It gives you so much peace of mind. And, whatever happens in your life, you know that there is a path and there is a purpose for you. And I think Manu Bhaker has now finally attained that purpose and path, and she is going towards everything that has to be attained as a shooter for her in the Olympics.
Fingers crossed, Saurabh.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably 3 medals, if not at least 2. But at the same time, we saw what happened on Monday. Yeah. Arjun Babuta finished 4th. That was a little, finishing 4th, like you did a copy saying that the number of athletes who have finished 4th, and some of the legendary athletes are there, Milkha Singh, P.T. Usha, Abhinav Bindra, Joydeep Karmakar. And to just finishing 4th is actually the worst thing possible in Olympics. Even if you finish last in a final, you'll be like, okay, I came to the final, I did well, okay. But then finishing 4th is you're just this much away from winning a medal. But one good thing from whatever SAI and the Indian government is doing over the last few years is, they are also considering the finalists. They are also considering people there and earmarking them for the next big thing. And for someone like Arjun, who's still young, to show that maturity, he kind of tried to hold back his tears, is what we are hearing from the range.
Yes.
But he could not do it, and his mixed team partner, 11-0, kind of consoled him and took him away. And you guys were covering the match. Finishing 4th.
We were covering the match, and Arjun started superbly.
Yeah.
The way he was going for his targets, he was hitting 10, 10.6, 10.9, 10.8, 10.7.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was just 0.2 points away from that gold medal finish. But then one poor shot, 9.9, it was something around that. And then he fell down. He fell to number 5th. Then he tried his best. Yeah. But the Korean guys were too good. The Croatian guys were too good, and they finished in the top 3. And you could see, Arjun Babuta, he was there. We were covering it, but we could feel that pain because the agony of missing out on a podium finish after just 10 seconds or 15 seconds away, you were about to win a gold or silver, and now you have not won anything. And then when he was interviewed in a press conference arranged by SAI, he said very nicely that Abhinav Bindra met him, our first gold medalist, one of the greatest athletes ever India produced, met him and told him, I also finished 4th.
Yeah.
So this is just your beginning. Next time.
The next time Abhinav shot a gold.
Yes. So he said, this is just your beginning. Rise up and go for your next event, because this is just the beginning for you. Even his coach said that he fought everything and he did. And 2028, Los Angeles, we might see Arjun winning gold for us, because the way he was performing is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Hopefully.
But when we talk about Arjun and all these good performances in shooting, because shooting was something which was disappointing for us in the last two Olympics.
Yeah.
What about archery, Akshay?
Yeah, Saurabh, you remember we spoke about, in the same Olympic Tales first episode, we spoke archery can be one of the swing sports in deciding the number of medals that we'll win. But it's disappointing, right? The women's team competition is over. The men's team competition is over. Because you qualified directly to the quarterfinals.
Yes.
You finished in the top 4 in the ranking round. And then you fluff it up. The women's team lost to Netherlands, and we saw people, Ankita Bakat shooting a 4, Deepika Kumari, a veteran of 4 Olympics, coming and shooting 6, 7. It's a little disappointing to see this, right? I know it's difficult at the biggest stage, but you're expected to do better at the biggest stage, especially in a quarterfinal round, when you know that you can beat a team that is capable, that is beatable, Netherlands. But I'm quite disappointed, but at the same time, the reactions on social media has been a little, section of fans on social media have been a little too abusive, right? As in, too abusive. Little too abusive is a wrong word. Yeah. Have been abusive.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? When you see the archery team, when they play in the Archery World Cup, they win everything.
Yeah.
I think there's a mental barrier when it comes to play when you play Olympics. And losing is a different thing, but losing 6-0 to Netherlands, it hurts.
Yeah.
Definitely it hurts. But that does not give anyone the right to go and abuse our athletes.
Yeah.
Whatever you might say, yes, she has not won anything in her last 4 Olympics. This is her fourth Olympics.
Yeah.
Deepika. But she has tried her best. She's among the world's best. That's why she's standing there.
Yeah.
And yes, she should have won. She should have shot her best 9, 10, 8, 4 and 7. You can't give any excuse for bad performances.
Yeah.
But criticizing a different thing. Abusing is not acceptable at all.
Yeah.
She's a new mother.
Yeah.
She's left her young boy child with her husband Atanu Das, who is also an Indian archer, who was in the last Olympics. He was part of that Indian contingent. This time he's not there. And the way she has performed, it is definitely not satisfying for us. But think about the athlete. Even she wanted to win. Why? She left her young born, her family behind. She has gone to Paris. She wants to win.
Yeah.
Things don't work out as they want it to. Because I remember we were talking to Sift Kaur Samra. She said very good thing. She's like, we train every day to shoot our best. Even the archers train every day to shoot their best.
Yeah.
But on that particular day, what happens decides if you have won a medal or if, and then people will come and term you as a failure or a champion.
Yeah.
So it is not just one day. You please don't abuse her. You have got no right to abuse her. Criticize her all you want. This is what I want to say.
But the men's team, Saurabh, we expected again, Dheeraj Bommadevara, one of the finest archers going around, Tarundeep Rai, who's experienced, Praveen Jadhav playing his second Olympics. But again, I kind of, but Turkey were a very, very, very good side. But then the fine margins, right? When you can control what you can do, shooting 7, shooting 8, and when you needed 8 or above, Dheeraj, who is going to be one of India's hopes in the singles round, I still think probably this will be a lesson for him going forward, right?
Definitely. I mean, you saw what happened against Turkey. Turkey was shooting 10, 9, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
But Indian contingent, they started very poorly.
Yeah.
They managed to buckle up. Yeah. But till the time they managed to buckle up, the Turkey team had gone too far ahead for them to come behind.
As in, I still remember, Tarundeep shot a 10 in the third set or something.
Yes.
And then the on-air commentators were saying, okay, the big man, the veteran has stood up, but is it too late? And I thought it was too late.
It was too late.
It could have been 6-0.
Yeah, because you have lost first and second round.
Yeah.
And the third round, you just managed to win by a whisker of 1 point.
Yeah.
But then again, in the fourth round, you were nowhere in that competition also.
Yeah.
So there is this mental barrier, I think. Because, shooting, I remember former shooting head said that he had appointed a mental coach for the Indian shooting team.
Yeah.
I think they should also look for someone for that archery team also. Because, there are talks that archery might not be part of a lot of Olympics. So we might not win any medal in archery if in the individual round we fail to win it this time. So let's be very positive, even with whatever happened in the mixed men's and women's team. In the individual rounds, hopefully we can reach there and we can win something. Something.
It's going to be difficult. But at the same time, you saw the Korean women's team winning it for the 10th time, winning the gold for the 10th time. Since the archery was reintroduced or introduced in 1980,
they have been winning it every time.
Yeah, like our hockey team's dominance. Yeah. Talking about our hockey team, Saurabh, 2 matches, good performances, I wouldn't say. But again, the penalty corner conversions and all that is not up to the mark that where we wanted, right? Because yes, Craig Fulton has been talking so much about your defensive discipline. Yes, they have not conceded a lot of goals. That we should give them that. But at the same time, are we attacking enough to challenge big teams coming in the coming games?
You know what? I watched both games. So with New Zealand, you won this game 3-2.
You conceded there also first.
But you can give New Zealand something because New Zealand playing that Oceania group with Australia. So they are experienced and they know how to play against tougher teams. But when you play against Argentina, you took 9 penalty corners to convert that one goal. That came in the 59th minute. What if that had not converted? You would have lost the game.
Yeah.
And you know what was shocking for me?
And it's a cutthroat group.
You know what was shocking for me? So you have just managed to barely scratch a draw. Then there was an interview with Indian captain. He said, we played very well and we were creating chances. Where were you creating chances? Yes, good that you defensively you've not been conceding too many goals, but you need to score more goals to win.
Yeah.
Yes, credit to the Argentine goalkeeper. He was supremely awesome. He was like a wall. Nothing was going through. But then you have to penetrate that wall if you want to win games. And because last time you won a bronze, so there are expectations from you to at least repeat that feat, if not more. And Hockey India president Dilip Taki said that I hope this time they will go one step ahead, at least a silver. But I don't think this is happening because of whatever the promise has been. And the way we are shooting it, they're going to play against Ireland.
Yeah.
So a lot depends on how they perform against Ireland.
Yeah, and it's a cutthroat group of 6 teams. Only the top 4 qualify for the next round. So I think, I hope they will buckle up. They will, hopefully. But Saurabh, at the start of Olympic Tales, we all sat, as in everybody around the country sat and predicted the medal count. Looking at what has happened in archery, shooting and the other sports like tennis though we are gone. Rohan Bopanna and Sriram Balaji is out. Nagal is out. Although they were not medal hopefuls. What do you think now? Can we hit 10? 10 ke par ho sakta hai?
Definitely, because last time you did not win any medal in shooting.
Yeah.
Even then you were 7.
Yeah.
Now the events where you won medals, maximum of, apart from Ravi Davia, every other athlete is competing, I think.
Yeah, Bajrang.
Yeah, and Bajrang.
Yeah.
So there are 2 medals. You might complete those 2 medals in shooting.
Yeah.
And then you can win more in shooting. Because there are more events coming up. You have athletics to come. You have got wrestling to come.
Yeah. And hopefully boxing does better than last time.
Table tennis also, Manika Batra has been superb. Srija Akula is very talented table tennis player. So for me right now, we are on the right path. Yes, we have not been very impressive, but at least 1 medal in the first 3 days. And yes, we are on the right path because 12 more days to go, right?
Mirabai is still there. Table tennis, do you think I don't think table tennis are doing anything.
The thing is,
yes, reaching this stage, you have to give them a lot of credit. But medal from there, I expect our wrestlers to do better.
I will say one simple thing.
Yeah.
When the last Olympics was happening, nobody said that Mirabai Chanu is going to win a silver. But she won it. Yes, for table tennis, it will take a lot more efforts than what Mirabai did because the kind of competition that table tennis has. But I know hoping for a medal is too much for right now. But the way she has been performing.
Srija has been doing well in the contender series.
You can never say. Because last time, Aditi Ashok, when she was playing golf, had you predicted, who had predicted she would go and finish 4th?
Yeah, and Aditi is also there.
Yeah, so let's be very positive because 12 more days to go. 1 medal in the bag. Second, hopefully in the second half of the day today. So let's see what happens next.
Great. And on that note, we have to rush as well because, you never know. Manu, we might have to celebrate Manu again.
Yeah.
We might have to celebrate Sarabjot for what he has done alongside Manu. So we'll leave you there. But, you can send in your thoughts and your inputs. You can give your review of what has happened in shooting so far. And what do you feel about that archery thing? And also, Saurabh, let's do that on a separate podcast.
Yeah.
Nadal's singles career is almost
over.
Done after what has happened.
And you are so happy because Djokovic defeated him.
Djokovic defeated, but again, that fighting spirit that Nadal showed in the second set. Again, that's something that the tennis at the Roland Garros has been beautiful. People have been cheering even for that Bopanna match. It was a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere with Gail Murphy's playing there. And there's plenty more action that we'll bring in the next episodes of Olympic Tales. If you're listening to us on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast and Spotify, please do rate us. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave your comments. We'll be so happy to learn your feedback. Have a great Olympic week. And let's hope India wins more medals in this week. Thank you. Have a great week.